Once again, you're tuned into South Coast Radio, where we bring you the stories behind the music and the voices shaping the culture. Today, we're joined by a Cape Town rapper whose music is deeply rooted in the realities of the Cape Flats. Born on Robben Island and raised in Grassy Park, he brings raw honesty, sharp lyricism, and powerful storytelling to every track he releases. His journey has taken him from local stages to major platforms like Cotton Fest and Red Bull 64 Bars, while also collaborating with brands and in investing in community upliftment through youth initiatives. Now he's back with a powerful new single called Bloodline, a track about identity, legacy, and pride in where you come from. Heavy-Gpark, welcome to South Coast Radio.
Thank you for having me on the South Coast Radio. We're reporting live from the West Coast.
Awesome. Heavy-Gpark, it's really great to have you with us today. So,
thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So, for the listeners hearing your music for the first time, tell us a little bit about your journey growing up in Grassy Park and how that shaped you as an artist.
Okay, so firstly, before Grassy Park, I grew up on Robben Island, which exposed me to a lot of black history, and I was raised and surrounded by a lot of politicians. And later in my teen years, Grassy Park became home, which helped me shape my upbringing and my outlook on life. I was exposed to a lot more in terms of poverty, gangsterism, struggle, but most importantly, leadership. I had the opportunity to represent the area code that was well known for its culture, bakkies, fast cars, and fashion. This also allowed me to meet Emil YX, which was previously on the show.
Oh, yes.
Who showed me a whole lot of landscape around hip-hop, not just rap. He took me on my first rodeo along the West Coast for Heritage Month, and I never looked back, like, ever since then. So yeah,
that's really awesome stuff, Heavy-Gpark. Now, your new single called Bloodline carries a strong message about heritage and identity. What inspired you to write the song?
The crazy part is when I got the beat for that song, I didn't know what to say for a whole 2 weeks on it, but I knew I needed to make a statement.
Yeah.
Knowing that, I got the beat from K-Faith, and it was an award-winning producer and engineer. So I approached the beat with a lot of aggression, saying middle finger basically to the slave master, reclaiming the heritage, culture, and bloodline, standing firmly on what belongs to us by representing a demographic of people who so-called colored and ham. So I really needed to make a statement on that beat. That's the reason why it's Bloodline.
That's great stuff, Heavy-Gpark. And now the track feels cinematic and powerful from the very first beat. When you were creating it, what kind of energy or emotion did you want listeners to feel?
I basically wanted the listener to feel the aggression, but also get the message that we are much more than what the media portray us to be.
Yeah.
And we are the ones who set the trends. We are the ones who need to tell our own stories and stop allowing film production companies to narrate that for us. So my approach to that beat and my emotion that I wanted the listener to feel was kind of that rally type of energy, you know what I mean?
Awesome. That's great. And you also worked with producer K-Faith and engineer Jared Jones on the song.
Yeah.
What was the collaboration like in the studio?
So the collaboration was, Faith sent me the beat, and then me and myself and Jared Jones sat down in the studio to record this track.
Yeah.
But the crazy part is the version of the song that is out is not even the full track. So there's a part 2 of that track as well.
Yes.
I came into the studio with a whole different flow and approach, but creatively we changed the flow just to the version that you hear today. So the creative process in studio was very much like grateful, like it was great. It was great. The energy that day was just different.
Wow, that's great stuff. And there's a moment in the track where you rap Ek salyo op snesus agatsby. It's vivid and imagery. How important is storytelling and wordplay in your music?
I feel like storytelling is very much important and powerful point, especially in the color community, because when we tell stories, you feel it. It comes across from our sound effects. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because I'm an MC, I'm made to tell stories, especially our stories. My wordplay consists of different languages, but still relatable to the listener. So
Yeah.
much so that I bring up landmarks and certain lines that one could relate to, similar to the one like "Shall your obstinations against me?"
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like in the 5 elements of hip hop, you get the MC, which is the storytelling. That's the one that sits around the fire and narrates the story.
Yeah.
And then you get the person that's dancing in the circle, busy healing, which is the break dancer. Then you get the person who's drawing on rocks, right? Which is the graffiti artist. And you get the one that's hitting on the drum, which is a DJ. Then the 5th element is knowledge of self. So you got to have knowledge of self in order to tell your own story and tell the story of the people.
Yeah.
I hope that answers the question.
Definitely it does, and that's really great. And your music often speaks for people who feel overlooked or silenced. Why is it
Yes.
important for you to represent those voices?
I feel it's important because for the most part, like, we get silenced a lot, and the way they tell our stories is very much, we like the villain in it. So I feel like with my ability to tell stories, my ability, and with my fan base, I'm able to change that narration of our people. I'm able to portray a better image. I'm able to portray a more beautiful story of our people.
Awesome. And you've performed at Cotton Fest and featured on Red Bull 64 bars, which are huge platforms in the hip hop space. What did those experiences mean for you for your career?
Those were highlighted moments for my career. I was a kid watching Red Bull 64 bar challenge, and I always said I'm going to be there on one day. Little did I know that one day was going to be someday soon. As for Cotton Fest, that was the turning point. It's like my dreams came true that night. Rocking the stage with Fonzo brought me out. It really changed everything from the hustle to the boardroom, because bear in mind, we were opening up shows, we were doing open mics, we were performing on the street, and Cotton Fest like that really solidified that one for me to tell me like, yo, the journey has started, bro.
Well, that's really awesome, Heavy G. And
Thank you, bro.
you're welcome. So beyond music, you're also involved in fashion with your brand called GRZA, if I'm saying it correctly.
Yes.
And
Yes, correct.
awesome. And in youth initiatives like the Heavy-Gpark Youth Day Tour, how important is community work to you?
So, can I start with the brand and the fashion first?
Sure, no problem.
So, the GR stands for Gam Raf Ragged and Raw, which is the expression of anger.
Okay.
So, I took that aggression and just flipped it, because if you go into a lot of poverty-stricken community, you can feel that tension, you can feel that anger, but it's a lot of anger that's been forced upon the people during apartheid, with the forceful household removals from District 6 to the Cape Flats. So fashion always played a big role. I was a sneaker collector in high school, even sold tackies. As for Crew, the brand was basically me saying this is my bad symbol, like 50 Cent had Unit, DMX had Rough Riders.
Yes,
And for community in itself, it's very important for me. Community work allowed me to change young kids' minds and perspective, allowing them to see the world much more different and giving them that motivation that is needed, installing that belief and knowledge of self before, the real life matters get to them.
Yeah.
Because if I can change their mind and aspire to inspire one kid, I feel like I did my part, and I have, and they just have to carry that on to the next kid. So my legacy will then live on long after I'm gone with that implementation.
100%. That's really great from you, Heavy-Gpark. And then your influences include legends like DMX, as you mentioned, also the Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac Shakur, as well as South African icons like Bras van die Kaap, and then So how have those artists shaped your sound?
So basically, that helped me also want to tell my story and add my piece to the canvas, because if we're listening to Pac is always shout California, like California love, and Biggie would always shout where Brooklyn at, where Brooklyn at.
Yeah.
And when I listened to Brasafani Cap, I was like, damn, this is our version of that. So where do I fit in on this canvas? So that basically helped shape me and my ability to tell the story where I'm from, and just add my piece to the canvas of hip hop.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow, that's awesome, Heavy-Gpark. So you also recently picked up the titles of number one coolest kid and best video and concept at Pin Pop Summer. What did that what did that recognition mean to you?
I feel like that was just another solidified one for the team as well, because
Yeah.
my cousin shot the video, I directed it and edited the video. So for us to win that was a huge one, because we didn't expect it. We saw the competition and we entered,
Yeah.
but not even thinking it through. The next day we were on it, we were shooting, we were filming, we were editing, and we submitted.
Wow.
And when we got to win that one, told us like, yeah, we are on the right path. All we need to do is just carry on this journey.
100%.
Because it's a marathon at the end of the day, you know what I mean?
That's true, 100%. And so, when someone listens to Bloodline, what do you hope they take away from it?
I hope that what I want them to take from it is a sense of leadership, a sense of pride, to always tell our stories and represent yourself at the highest level. Allow the bloodline to reap the benefits and carry the torch on the front line.
Yeah.
That's what I want them to take from it.
Awesome stuff, Heavy-Gpark. And just one more final question before we close off with the interview. Where can the listeners that are hearing your song Bloodline for the first time, where can listeners find your song such as Bloodline and your other songs, as well as follow you online?
So Bloodline is currently out on YouTube. You can check it out on YouTube. And then on Spotify, everywhere. So it's at Heavy_Gpark. It's on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, social media, IG, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. Heavy_Gpark.
Awesome stuff, Heavy-Gpark. Thank you once again for joining us and sharing the story behind Bloodline. It's a powerful reminder of how music can carry identity, history, and pride all in one track. Awesome stuff.
Thank you so much for having me today, Shukran. I really appreciate you allowing me the opportunity to speak on the track and myself and the movement.
You're most welcome. It's really great having you with us today on the show as well. And to the South Coast Radio listeners, the brand new single Bloodline by Heavy-Gpark is out now, so make sure you go and stream it and support this incredible Cape Town artist. So stay tuned as well, because we're about to be playing the song this very moment, which is Bloodline by Heavy-Gpark. So stay tuned for that.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio.
This is South Coast Radio.